What's up, YouTube family? It's Sarah, Less of Sarah. It's Tuesday, so it's video time, and as promised, I am bringing you guys a video just for pre-ops. Well, I guess it's not just for pre-ops, but I guess aimed at people who are pre-op weight loss surgery. I actually had a different video planned for today, and I will still film that video and upload it later in the week. But I saw a video yesterday from my very good friend. Notice everyone is my very good friend, but my friend TJ, Fat Kings TJ, and it was posted on the Fat Kings channel, and I will post a link below so that you guys can check it out. It was an excellent video talking about support and talking about spouses, and he actually said in the video, you know, get your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, whatever, your partner, have them sit down and watch this with you. And I think that's a great idea. And it was basically, you know, putting a little bit of onus on your partner to understand that you need support and encouragement and understanding, and if you're not getting it from them, that you may get it somewhere else. And it just made me think about a lot of the things that maybe we don't talk about as much here on YouTube or on Facebook or in chat rooms or whatever it is about weight loss surgery. And so I decided that today I was going to do a little bit different video than what I had planned. And I was going to talk about 5 things people don't want to tell you about weight loss surgery. And I guess this isn't meant to be, this is in a way kind of like a tough love Tuesday. It's not meant to be something that's going to scare people off from having weight loss surgery. It's just meant to be real talk about what can happen post weight loss surgery that has nothing to do with eating, nothing to do, my alarm's going off, nothing to do with food or exercise or any of those things that we talk about constantly, but has to do with the mental part of the journey and other people and things that maybe don't get talked about as much. And you know, I ain't running no bakery, so there's not going to be any sugarcoating in this video, sorry. Some of the things I'll talk about are things that I've experienced. Some of those things are things that I've just seen other people go through in this community. So I can't say that I have firsthand knowledge of everything that I'm going to talk about. And certainly not all of these things will happen to everyone, but they are things that you need to be aware of. While you can't really prepare for them, I don't think you can prepare for the possibility. So let's start. The first one is emotional, mental struggles, things like depression and anxiety. All of these things are things that can happen and do happen. I would say, in my experience, the majority of people post weight loss. And the reason why it varies from person to person, and some of the other things I'm going to talk about in this video obviously contribute to, I hate to say mental problems, but mental issues and emotional issues that happen. And these are things that aren't just necessarily related to weight loss surgery, they can be related to weight loss in general. It's just that because weight loss does seem to happen more rapidly once you've had weight loss surgery, and those changes happen more rapidly, I think that maybe as weight loss surgery patients we suffer with these sorts of issues a bit more than in the greater weight loss community. But I mean, I know most definitely this is a mental journey, a mental struggle, as it relates to food and to fitness and all of those things. But even outside of that, everything changes. And how it's going to change for you, you can't really predict. No one can tell you how things are going to change, but the fact is they will change, and change for most people is difficult to deal with. And certain personality types have a harder time than others. One thing that I will say is, if you already suffer from depression or anxiety, please make sure that you are getting help for that, whether that's counseling, whether it's drugs, whether it's, legal drugs, hopefully a combination of both of those things. Those things will not get better after weight loss surgery. I can pretty much guarantee that for you. If you are already suffering from those issues, you need to make sure that you get help before you have weight loss surgery. Don't wait until after. Don't wait until the problem gets worse. I do know so many weight loss surgery patients who have been through depression post-surgery, who have heightened anxiety post-surgery, I've made videos myself talking about depression and anxiety. It's something that I dealt with previously in my life, and although it's never been as bad as before, I definitely went from not really having problems at all to having a lot of up and down roller coaster emotions and that sort of thing. So please understand and be aware that you need to keep an eye out, and the people in your life who are supporting you need to keep an eye out for symptoms of those sorts of disturbances, I guess, because it is really common. There's no need to be ashamed of it. Get help, get counseling, get medication, do whatever you need to do so that you can make your mind as strong as possible to fight this fight along with your body. Number 2, body image issues. This is sort of part of number 1, but I kind of want to make it its own thing because honestly, it is something that I think a lot of people think that's not going to happen to me, especially men. I think that a lot of men in the community think body image issues are something they won't have to deal with because they aren't women. And I think we think of women as being very in touch with their bodies and very hard on ourselves. But I have seen just as many men in this community talk about disliking their body post-surgery, disliking their excess skin, not being happy with the way they look, not seeing the changes. So trust me when I say that it affects both men and women. One thing that you can do, honestly, is to watch people who are post-op, who talk about body image issues, because I found that a lot of what I went through is stuff that other people were talking about around the same time too, in their journeys. There will come a time when you there will come a time when you don't see the changes, when you know that you've lost weight but you don't see them. There will come a time when you stop recognizing yourself or certain parts of your body. And hopefully there will come a time when you accept the way you look, but you might not be happy with it. So this isn't just about body image issues in the sense of body dysmorphia and not recognizing yourself and not understanding what you look like, but also being unhappy with what you look like. That is a real possibility. I know that everyone thinks they are going to lose weight and suddenly be a sexy supermodel, and that's just not the case. In fact, the majority of people I know dislike their body more after they've lost weight than before they lost weight. In clothes and with shapers on and all that, sure, I am very happy with the way I look. But in the cold light of the morning, buck naked in front of the mirror, I was happier at 460 pounds than I am now with the way my body looks. Okay? Maybe that's a mental issue for me, an emotional issue for me to work through, but it is something that happens to a lot of people. So understand that weight loss is not going to suddenly make you love your body. If you didn't love your body before, if you couldn't accept your body before, you're still going to have a hard time doing so after surgery. So that's something that you can work on. You can work on learning to love the body that you have, understanding that it is, I think K-Star said this in a video, your body is a vessel, okay? Your body is part of you, but you are not just your body. You are so much more than that. And if you can learn to sort of accept that and accept that your body does so many amazing things and the way it looks is only part of that whole equation, then that will help you along the way for sure. Number 3, transfer addictions. I'm just going to talk about this briefly because it's not something that I can really give an honest, discourse about because it's not exactly something that I've had to deal with. But transfer addictions are real. They absolutely do happen. Alcohol is probably the one that's talked about most of all. Sex addiction happens. Shopping addiction is another one. For me, it's coffee and shoes. I don't know why. Starbucks is my transfer addiction. I'm not even lying. I went from not drinking coffee at all and never going to Starbucks to literally going to Starbucks pretty much every day and drinking coffee every day. I'll have to make a separate video about what that's about. I don't really know. But lots of people need to funnel their love of food, because honestly, most of us got fat because we love food. That love of food needs to go somewhere. And that hole that food fills for us needs to be filled by something else. For some people, I think it's this. It's YouTube, Facebook, it's the weight loss community. That is a healthy transfer addiction, I think, in most cases. They're not all negative, but there are things out there that sometimes can be less than ideal to put that behavior into. no matter what, becoming obsessive about anything is not good, right? So be aware that that's something that can absolutely happen. It's something you need to keep an eye out for. And again, seek out people who have had issues on YouTube, on Facebook, in blogs. There's lots of information out there if you look for it, and lots of people's stories. So I'll leave it at that, but I might make a transfer addiction video one day too. Number 4 is a really important one, and that's relationships. All the relationships in your life will change post-weight loss. Your relationship with your spouse, significant other, partner, whatever. Your relationship with your friends, your relationship with your family, your relationship with coworkers. Those things will all change. Why will they change? Because you will change. And because you will start to act differently no matter what. And maybe that's more confidence. Maybe that's just understanding that, you can speak up. Some people will like those changes and some people won't. Some people will accept your physical changes and some people won't be able to. The reality is you may lose friends. You may have issues with family. You may have issues or lose relationships, sexual relationships, your partner, marriages, whatever. We all know, right? There's so much that I could say on this topic, but I want to keep this to just something short. I will kind of reiterate what TJ was talking about in his video yesterday, which is the support of your partner is extremely important, but you need to let them know what it is that you need support-wise. And for most people, that's emotional support. And the truth is that if you don't get emotional support from your partner, you will get it somewhere else. And I'm not necessarily talking about cheating or anything like that. I'm just talking about something that I think happens frequently on YouTube where, someone's partner may say, well, you spend all your time on YouTube, or you spend all your time talking to people on Facebook. What about me? Why don't you want to pay attention to me? Well, the reason you probably don't want to pay attention to them is because they don't understand what you're going through, like someone in the community can understand. If you don't keep open lines of communication with your partner, then that can become a slippery slope, because I think that we all know in this community how quickly you can make bonds and friendships with people. And that's real. Don't let someone tell you, well, the feelings that you have towards this person aren't real because they're not a real friend. They're not real people. I'm telling you, I'm totally real, okay? And the feelings that I have for the friends, the people that I've met through YouTube or Facebook and in this community are 100% real, I guarantee you, okay? I've made some of my best friends in this community, and it happens very quickly. It happens rapidly, those relationships, because you have so much in common, and you feel like you understand so much of what the other person has been through because you have been through similar things. That can become a dangerous thing, especially when you're used to not getting attention, and suddenly you're getting all this attention and understanding from people. And this isn't just about a sexual thing. It's not just talking about people of the opposite sex. I'm talking about people in general. And that's a heady thing. And that's something that most people want and crave as humans, is someone to validate them and someone who understands them, someone who appreciates them. And that can become a dangerous thing in some ways. So again, it's not something that you can plan for, but it's something that you can understand as a possibility, and I guess you can make a plan for how you want to deal with that, if and when that happens. But ideally, you want to talk to your partner and help them understand the kind of support that you are going to need. And, And the rest of that, you need to watch TJ's video because it was great. Very last thing. This to me is the number one most important thing, which is that losing weight is not going to fix all your problems. And this isn't just about weight loss surgeries, it's about losing weight in general. So many of us believe that if we are thinner, if we look better, that our lives will suddenly be completely different, that our partner will love us more, that we'll get that guy or girl that we're interested in, that we'll get the perfect job, that everything will be so much better because we are thin, or because we look better, or because whatever. The fact is, it isn't true. Nothing in your life is going to change without you changing it. The fact that you look different will not miraculously change everything about your life. The fact that you weigh less is not going to change everything. That, to me, is the number one thing. Nobody wants to tell you, but you need to know. Hope this video was useful to you guys. Have a great week. Bye.